everybody, welcome back to another episode of the 10-Minute Marvel Podcast. Today we have kind of a little bit of a change for us in what we're talking about. We're talking comics today because we do like to read comics. We just don't talk about them as much. So we're going to talk about some comic book runs that we would like to check out. And maybe we'll revisit this in the future to see which ones we've read, what we liked, what we didn't like, and how many times Greg fell asleep on the exact same page. Of course, we also have the news and rumors. I'm your host, who will actually read all the comics that he put on the list. I'm Petter, and co-hosting as always.
As always, half asleep, of course. It's Greg, everybody. Thank you for coming back. We appreciate it. We hope more people have come in and check out the podcast because I don't know. It's fun for us to do. We hope you enjoy our banter, our stupid bits, and our conversation. Which I feel like we've had a pretty good couple conversations in the last couple podcasts with Punisher and some Daredevil and whatnot. So yeah, thanks for coming back. If you're looking for ways to support us, you can find us on our YouTube channel. You search 10 Minute Marvel. Give us a like and thumb smash that subscribe button. Find and follow us on Facebook and that other thing with an X, hashtag 10MinMarvel. That's hashtag 10MinMarvel. And of course, you can leave a rating and review wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcast from. All right, Petter. I'm going to say we're going to do news.
News. All right. So, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is rumored to be releasing season 2 in late August, early September. That would kind of fall in line with Vision Quest. They'd allow them to get the whole series out before Vision Quest would start dropping. I personally want that one now. I'm more excited for it than X-Men 97, but your thoughts?
I think maybe I could understand where you're coming from. I haven't really thought about it, but I do remember just how enjoyable that first season. But I could really go for some X-Men drama for some reason right now. Like I kind of will mention our main topic, but I could see that. I might be a little bit more excited for the season 2 of Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, it surprised me so much. I would say I think it surprised me more than X-Men 97 did, and just for that reason, I think that's the big reason why I'm more excited for it.
Yeah. Oh God, I just kind of go back and forth on it. I'll stick with my first answer, but it's a close call.
So, speaking of Spider-Man, Spider-Man Brand New Day, oh yes it is, has a new trailer that has been rated and is ready for release. Makes sense. We're basically 2 months out from that movie, so I expect probably in the next 2 weeks we'll get that trailer and probably tickets will go on sale.
Man,
It's coming up fast.
It is coming up fast. Are we going to be able to make that night? I don't know. I haven't really. July what?
July 31st.
It's a little later. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The last part. Okay.
Yes.
I'm excited for it though.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see what a second trailer is going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Because first trailer, cool. Some questions, not in bad ways, and a lot of things that look like comic book covers. But let's talk a little bit about what this story is going to be.
Right. We've heard a lot. It's been and I think the fear is so much going to be crammed into this. I don't know. So I don't want to say it's going to make or break my feelings on this, but it's definitely going to probably kind of.
It's going to kind of make and break. No.
It's gonna kind of determine kind of where my excitement level goes.
Yeah, I'm going to be very excited for it no matter what. But I do think, yeah, I could have some concerns if it really feels like they're going Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 3, of a lot of enemies playing big roles.
Yeah, too much involved in one movie kind of thing, which sometimes I don't mind, but
yeah,
it does depend on the execution.
Yep. Daniel RPK has a rumor that a 10 Rings project is being worked on by Marvel. So I could see this being a show. We've had rumors of a 10 Rings show before.
Yeah, where? Where would they pull it? Like, I think
Disney Plus.
Well, yes, I know, but like, Okay, so that's the Mandarin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's more. Well, no, that's his.
No, that's his
That's
thing.
that's yep.
That's yeah, and so now his daughter is running it. I want it to be that she's bringing back the tournaments that she was running or the fights that she was running in Shang-Chi and just make it a 10 rings kind of Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter kind of tournament series
How
where
does
you
that
can bring
relate to the Ten Ring? Like,
she
how do you pull that
runs
in?
she runs the organization that is the Ten Ring.
Okay.
So I think how I read this, and it could be that I'm wrong, but how I read this is that this is about the organization because that's what we've had rumors of before. So probably Shang-Chi has the actual 10 rings themselves, but there's the physical 10 rings and the organization of the 10 rings. And she is sitting at the top of the organization.
Could this be a blood sport slash like he's playing for the Ten Rings? I don't know. What was the other thing I was thinking about with that? Shang-Chi is one way it can go.
Yeah, I honestly,
Daredevil doesn't do anything with Mandarin,
no.
really. He's kind of totally does
Well, and the
there.
Mandarin's gone.
Oh yeah, but I mean, what about Wonder Man? I mean, I know that's probably not where it's going to show up, but would you pull Slattery
No,
in
I think
some
that
way, shape, or form?
no, because like Slattery is so removed from
But he kind of gave into it, and put that persona. I don't think
he
that's what
put
he's going
that
to be, but I just
yeah.
like would they tied. It doesn't have to be something huge, like what he's saying. Like it could be
Mhm.
something very.
I think they already did that in Shang-Chi. I think that that's the last we're gonna see Slattery really with the Ten Ring and as the man.
I had another like idea for the Ten Rings in your Street Fighter slash Mortal Kombat idea. Yeah, if it comes to me. Um, I'll tell you what did come to me though. Camo. That's the dog's name. There it is.
All right. So if you
Well,
didn't listen last week,
yes.
it only took a week. Greg has spent the whole time Googling.
I haven't moved a muscle. I just been sitting here in deep thought, just meditating on it. Got it.
Yeah. Um,
You're welcome.
Doomsday rumor, and this one kind of ties into a rumor that we talked about before, where it was like, okay, there's a number of characters or actors who like we still don't know have filmed. Like they've filmed stuff, and we as the audience don't know that they filmed. This time we have a number to those number of actors, 8 or 9 different actors who have filmed stuff for Doomsday that we don't know about yet.
I mean, I don't know if I even want to go through the potentials here
Right.
because
Well, I think this could be a topic for us for the future, depending on if we feel like Spider-Man Noir is going to be a full topic for next week or for a few weeks, just to be like, okay, here's the 8 actors and their characters, most likely that have already been in some Marvel project that we would like to see or that we think it could be.
yeah, I'm game.
All right. And then final rumor from my time to shine. Hello, Brad Pitt
Hello.
being eyed for a huge role in the MCU.
Hmm.
I mean, when they say something like huge role, I really gravitate towards that huge. So Mojo.
That's right where my head was at. Um,
Excellent. I'm glad we're on the
don't
same page.
yeah, don't toy with me on this. This is my man crush here. So,
Oh my goodness, if he was Mojo.
oh, what
How
a
would you feel about that, Greg?
I would not. Oh, but that does remind me because I was thinking, could it be Back to the Ten Rings Fight Club? That's what I was thinking. It was like it's like a Fight Club kind of thing where it's a secret club, right? If you have the Ten Rings tattoo or whatever, you have to be invited in, and then that would be something. Okay. Anyway, that was my other thought with it that I was thinking. Back to Brad Pitt in this bit of rumors. I who has a big role, good or bad? What do you think?
Hmm. I don't see him as like a major X-Men character, which makes me lean bad. So I was thinking like who's a large X-Men all non-Mojo jokes. aside, but who's an X-Men villain who would be like, oh man, that's a cool character. That's a big deal. Somebody like, could he work as a
I got one, and I want to see if it's gonna be what I'm thinking.
Mr. Sinister?
Damn, yep. That's what I was thinking, honestly. Like, it makes sense. He's played a vampire before, and I know he's not a vampire, but he looks like a vampire. He's got that like stoic look and
Hmm.
the vampire movie. Oh my
Interview with a
gosh.
Vampire.
Thank you. I knew it was something with the vamp. Yeah, I could see.
Hmm. Like that's probably the character that I immediately think of for him.
Let's expand a little bit here.
Mhm.
One more.
What about like what if it's something where it's just for, say, Secret Wars, and he does something like Maestro,
So
the
he's just
evil,
like a
the
huge like Hulk, like a
yeah,
hulking version of Brad.
like an ancient evil Hulk. I don't love that one
I
nearly
mean
as
I
much.
don't it kind of works.
Hmm.
Bastion,
I just don't see them doing Bastion.
Striker.
It's tricky because a lot of it, it's like, okay, I don't want to repeat characters
Hmm.
that he's already that we've already kind of seen. Hmm.
Jason Wingard, maybe.
I mean, that'd be wild,
Yeah.
kind of
Uh,
interesting. What about like a recast? I don't mind this one actually, but a recast as Hank Pym. Like
hmm.
coming out of Secret Wars, he's Hank Pym.
uh, maybe, maybe two or two Shadow King in a human form.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Let us know.
I kind of like William Stryker.
Yeah, Stryker wouldn't be a bad choice either. And like we're far enough removed from William Stryker, and he wasn't a major character in X-Men 97, so I don't dislike that. Like, would you want him to play like a Magneto?
I could see him as a Meg. He's young enough looking, even though I mean I think he's definitely in his 50s, but he's not in his 70s. So that's
Hmm.
I could see Magneto. And the new Magneto,
He's
yeah,
62.
he is not Sue, really.
He is 62. It
We're gonna
feel
be
that
so
feels
lucky.
old for what they've talked about. You would have to, I don't know. I think they want to try and figure out a way to have Magneto's actor be younger.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't look 60. I'll say
No,
that.
but does he want to play Magneto till he's 72? And what happens when he's done playing Magneto? What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, I don't see him as a long-standing role in the
yeah,
Marvel universe. I think he's more of a
two movie.
Max two
Yeah.
movie. Just because he also I think he doesn't need that he doesn't need to ride that Marvel wave, right?
Yeah.
And that paycheck. So and he likes to probably do many other
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. That's my best guess. Those are my
Yeah.
few.
Yeah. So then on to the news. Spider-Man Brand New Day, oh yes it is, has a new tagline. I would say it's a second tagline, really, because obviously the first tagline for Spider-Man Brand New Day is, oh yes it is. But this one is, no matter if no one remembers me, I'll keep protecting. So, what does that tell us about the plot, Greg? In particular, with those word choices and how they laid out that sentence?
First of all, that's a not a great tagline. It's not
No.
it's really kind of lame. But even though they don't remember me, I'll keep protecting. Is that what you said?
No matter if no one remembers me, I'll keep protecting. I think all it says is that he's still Spider-Man,
Right.
which,
There's
duh.
nothing really mysterious about that. We already know that nobody knows who he is.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
that's it says nothing,
like
but
even like the wordplay, there's like no wordplay in there at all. It feels like
nope.
it's just straight on sentence.
Yep.
Okay, well, good job marketing.
Hmm.
Sony marketing, nice work.
I mean, kind of explained why it's probably not that great with one word, Sony.
Ooh,
So
shots fired
the
again.
other Spider-Man piece of news is Spider-Man Noir debuting at 88% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, wait, I forgot when this is released. Is it still two
So
different time periods?
still two different. So I think the first episodes are technically out on MGM or like available through MGM. I think that was on the 25th, those came out. The 27th, so tomorrow, is when it's going to show up on Amazon Prime to stream. And yeah, we'll be talking about this over the next handful of weeks. I do think it will probably be something where we'll see if we feel like we need to spend the whole podcast episode on it, but we'll definitely touch on them.
Yeah. I thought at one point they were talking there's going to be released on the same day, but nope. Okay, I'm not seeing it. Cool. Not cool. Cool.
All right, so that's it for news and rumors. Let's talk comics, Greg. Something we don't do that often, something that I think both of us kind of would be like, man, I wouldn't mind spending a little bit more time reading comics than I do.
I I honestly, yeah, I agree. I don't get to read a ton again
Hmm.
because I fall asleep, but that is my life.
Hmm.
Sorry, I try people. I try to be the cool nerd, but I'm not the cool nerd, I'm the sleepy nerd. So
Yeah. And for me, I just have other things that I'm reading as well because I'm doing a reread of the Dresden Files and I'm reading through Dungeon Crawler Carl for the first time.
you're reading through Dungeon Crawler Carl? I
Yes.
can't say that. I started the audio.
DCC.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm going to switch over to the audio just because with my work schedule, I have a couple half-hour breaks. So, like getting through an hour a day, pretty good for those books because they're not short, but they're very fast, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has kind of been this book, this series has been the rave at my work.
Hmm.
And I tried it. I just
I
like
really enjoy it. I've read the
I'm not a
first one.
gamer either though. So not that I have to be or not that you have to be but I'm just not
Yeah,
interested in that world.
it's a little bit lit RPG. It's a little bit, honestly, it reminds me some of Douglas Adams, like Hitchhiker's Guide, just the
Oh,
absurdity of everything.
yes. Yes, that's true. I'll
So
agree with that.
I love that. So that works for me, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about
Marvel
comics
Comics.
and
Yes.
Marvel comics in particular, and talk about, okay, these are some that we'd like to read, some runs of comics that we'd like to read, not just, I want to read the intro or the first comic where Thor was introduced, which I've done. And it's a comic, I'll say that.
Yeah. It's like reading Fantastic Four at the beginning. It's a
Hmm.
little bit,
A lot of
yeah.
those older comics are
Yeah.
very not in a bad way. It's just in a we have progressed in what we expect from storytelling, and I think the target audience has
Oh, for sure.
a like is older when they not just because people have gotten older, like people who are reading comics in the 70s are now old. I was reading comics in the 80s, and some days I feel old.
Oh, you're
No,
old.
I, I wasn't actually reading comics in the 80s. I was born in the 80s, and sometimes I feel old. But with that said, let's talk about why don't you kick us off, Greg?
Okay.
What's one that you want to read?
Well, so this on the topic of us wanting to read more comics, right? I
Hmm.
actually, in preparation for this, I was
Did you
trying
read
to
some comics?
I actually did. I actually read I never finished the Ultimates like I
Okay.
wanted to. So the Ultimates, I guess one you could consider it. It's
Yeah.
2015, 2016 run. And I just finished that first run this afternoon. And
Nice.
because I was like, oh, there's only like two more issues left. I'll just blaze through these and then maybe have it as a recommendation. And so what I'm gonna do, I actually really enjoyed it.
Nice.
What was it? Is it? Yeah, no, it's not Ben. I'm trying to think who it was.
Ewing.
Is it you? Yeah, that sounds
Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing from the Knicks, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Al
Uh,
Ewing
Al Ewing.
and Kenneth Rocafort.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, characters. I love that there's kind of a. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but the characters chosen. We got Blue
Hmm.
Marvel, Captain Marvel, America Chavez,
Spectrum
and
or
Spectrum.
Photon?
I think it's yeah, Monica Rambeau,
Yeah.
I think, and T'Challa. So there's confrontation in there, and there is kind of a dilemma of course, dilemma, but like a right and wrong. What I don't know, and big characters like Galactus, right? So
Hmm.
lots of
Literally.
good, literally, lots of really fun characters, and I'm kind of looking forward to where this goes into the next part of the run. So
Okay.
it leads up, I believe, to is it Civil War Two?
Yeah, Civil War II.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
which I have not read. So
Either have I.
there you go. It could just lead me right into that this summer. We'll see.
Hmm.
What do you got? Give me one.
One that I had started at one point, I want to go back, restart it, and read it the whole way through, is World War Hulk.
Hmm.
So I had read Planet Hulk, and I mean they're separate, very separate storylines in some ways, uh, entwined in other ways. Actually, did I read World War Hulk? I can't remember. I don't think I finished it all, but it's one that people talk about so much of like, oh, this is such a big Hulk story, and they want it adapted for the MCU, so it feels like a right one to check out and to
Yeah,
read.
kind of fits the time.
Hmm.
Well, I'm going to piggyback on that because I actually was, and tell me if I should check out Planet Hulk or slash World War Hulk first, but I was looking to do Immortal Hulk.
Okay.
Because I've heard like if you like, I've looked up top 10 lists, right? And that
Hmm.
seems to hit every time with people. People
Yeah.
mention that one. So I have not read it.
Either have I.
Yeah, I'm interested. I haven't really got into many of the Hulk
Hmm.
uh comics. So if I should be reading those other ones first, since those did come out first, please
I
let me know
don't,
in the comments.
yeah, I'm gonna say I don't think you need to. I mean, so many of them, if you read, like they're built to be read separately, and they'll fill you in kind of on what you maybe needed to know.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it because I mean I just keep on seeing that people
Hmm.
say this is like you have to read it. It's a must. The story is so good.
Hmm. I have three that are kind of all grouped together. It all makes sense when I talk about it. Uh, Gambit, the Fabian Nicieza run. I butchered that last name, I'm sure. But it's one where like some of the comments about it were like, okay, this is one of the first writers who really gets Gambit and is able to use him kind of as a solo character. But then also Rogue and Gambit, that run, where it's obviously it's built kind of around their romance and things like that, but also one that I had read some of. I don't think I read it all when I was collecting comics and reading them. Um, but the Marjorie Liu X-23 run. So X-23 is kind of on the run, feral-ish, um, doesn't want to stay at Xavier School for Gifted Children. And so Gambit kind of is like, yeah, you know what? This ain't the spot for me either. So let me tag along and I'll teach you. I'll help you grow. And I remember it being really good.
What one was that again?
Marjorie Liu's run of X-23.
Okay. It's a good choice. I feel like that's kind of it's a good, especially for what I feel will be coming in Doomsday or Secret Wars. It ties in
Hmm.
there too. So not that it needs to, but Gambit. I
Like Gambit's not a character who has a ton of solo runs. So that's why I was like, you know what? I should read something where it's a solo run or he's a main player in it. He tends just to be kind of one of those side characters. A character maybe has a few arcs
yeah.
within a story, but isn't the big deal for it.
So like Gambit King of Thieves, have you read that?
I have not.
Okay. Or Mr. and Mrs. X. Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. X.
Nope.
Okay. Those I just Googled. Kind of on that, you know, being a Gambit kind of doesn't probably have a ton out there or isn't as highly acclaimed run, you know.
Yeah.
I also was thinking about reading and going kind of back maybe to the beginning of Cyclops because I keep
Okay.
on hearing like Cyclops comics are really good. Maybe there's
Mhm.
only certain runs for that too, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that I'm trying to remember when it happened, but there was a point in time in the comics where Cyclops determines or feels that Xavier doesn't like live up to what he preaches, and Xavier doesn't really care about that he doesn't, which Cyclops has made so much of his identity or so much of who he is as somebody who does care about these things that he breaks off from Xavier and takes some X-Men with him. And I remember that being a an interesting comic that I had read.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just trying to find where I should dip my toes into it,
I
Chris
know
said.
that's
Um,
always tricky.
so I am going to be looking into Uncanny X-Men, kind of
Yeah.
the Bendis run, at least the beginning of it. It was another one I was thinking about, just because again, that's supposed to be top tier storytelling, you know.
Mhm.
So I'm sure I will get some Cyclops in there as well. But that is one that is also made my list just because I think it's just one of those that you should read if you do want to read comics and
Mhm.
X-Men comics at that. So
Like X-Men Schism, I know is one. Messiah
Messiah,
Complex.
yep.
Um, yeah, those are a couple of them.
Astonishing X-Men. Josh Whedon.
Just
Joss
yeah,
Whedon, sorry,
yeah.
not Josh, different person.
Hmm.
Is that the guy that did Dollhouse? And
Yes.
okay,
Did
kind
the
of creepy.
first Avengers movie.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Who then everybody found out that he's actually a creepy person.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, gross.
But yeah. Yeah, I think I've read some of those as well. They were solid as well. So,
Is it what is it about? So the thing that you have read, some of the stuff you have read with Cyclops,
mhm.
what is the attraction? Is it really good storytelling for him? Is it just his character is
Abs.
so interesting? His abs. Oh, so
It's
good.
he has more depth of character. Like it's tricky to explain, and it's been a while since I read it too. Like this is again something that I read while I was buying comics regularly, and it was like he doesn't really get a fair shake in the X-Men movies. He's such a dull, nothing character, to put it nicely.
Second to Jean, basically, like or like in a sense of it's Jean's boyfriend.
Hmm. Yeah. And in the comics, they give him more to work with. They give him emotions. They give him drive to do stuff, to be a leader. And he's always looking and holding himself to such a high standard as a leader. And that's why there's such that divide that becomes between him and Xavier is when somebody that he's holding up to this high bar of a leader is like, well, actually, you really didn't have to do all of this. Then, yeah, he's like, well, I've been the leader of the X-Men more than you have, Charles. You run your school, you sit in your chair, you preach about how good everything is. I'm taking those who want to follow me to actually make a difference in this world. Come on.
So he's got conviction. It's
Yes.
okay, which obviously creates depth in the character. So cool. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm ready to explore what I've heard. So many good things.
Yeah. One of the ones I have on my list is one that you've read, The Children's Crusade.
Yeah.
It's again, it just seems like a fairly important comic to read to get to know some of these characters that the MCU has introduced and to see like, okay, I don't think they're going to follow this storyline, but what is this going to look like? Like,
Yeah.
how could they use these different characters?
Yeah. I'm just trying. Did I finish it? I feel like
I
I
thought you
did.
said did.
Thought I did. Yeah, it's a good story. I liked it. I'd recommend it because you do get to know a little bit about some character. It takes some twists and turns, and yeah, I'd recommend it. Um, I will actually. I'm taking one of your recommendations
Oh,
again.
nice.
Actually, it's one of a couple, to be honest. Vision,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Vision, the
Yep.
Visions, or just Vision? Vision. I don't remember.
I think it's the
Um,
visions, but
yeah.
yeah.
I feel like it's a perfect time to do it. Because we have, Vision Quest coming up.
Yep.
It's an interesting take on this character and exploration of the character. So Yeah. I
Hmm.
thought that would be a good one to definitely jump into
It's
sooner than later.
Yeah, it's so good, and like this is one where I'd be like, you want to borrow it. If a physical copy is easier to read and not fall asleep to, I have it, and I really enjoyed reading it. And it's interesting how it is about vision, but also how it's about the whole kind of family and just how that's built together.
If you don't mind a little bit of drool, possibly on your pages,
From You or the Dog.
could be both. Could be
All
both.
right.
Yeah. No, I'll stick to digital just because, well, actually, paper copy would be nice because if I'm laying there in bed and I fall asleep, the tablet hits me in the face and it's the rudest wake up call
Mhm.
ever. So paper will be a little bit lighter and gentler and possibly than on my face.
Let me get you
Um,
some of the big omnibus compendiums,
yeah,
hardcover.
just much more weightier than my iPad, just thwack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another one I definitely want to check out because not only because of Vision Quest, but also because you said it was a great run, great read. What else you got on your list?
So the one that I put on the list here, and I had to find it here, One World Under Doom. This one came out last year, and I remember seeing it come out and be like, okay, this sounds interesting, and it follows kind of him becoming the Sorcerer Supreme, and obviously give him that much power. He's gonna want to try and take control. So definitely some interesting elements there. And there's a number of tie-in series, and this is where I love reading them on the unsponsored plug of Marvel Unlimited because they will just properly catalog everything for me.
Yeah, yeah, that's come in handy quite a few times, I believe.
Yes. And be like, oh, okay, just click next. And it will take me to the next comic in the story, even if it's a completely different, like if it goes from One World Under Doom to Fantastic Four to Doom Academy, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard for my brain to be like, okay, wait, what? Where are we now? Um, all right, I'll just go. I'll back to back it. The other one that you recommended that I have been interested in for a while is Annihilation.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like a good read. I don't know. You
It's
you hyped it up pretty well, so
Yeah, I had fun with that one. It's a big cosmic space thing that just works and it feels different because so many of the Marvel, like even the Marvel comic stories, obviously you have big stuff like the Infinity Saga where you're in space with the Infinity Gauntlet and Death and Thanos. And then you have other things like Secret Wars where it's across the universe or like off of Earth, but so many of the big stories are on Earth a lot. So Annihilation, Annihilation is most definitely not on Earth, and it's kind of fun to see kind of that more cosmic story.
yeah,
So
we
I like
got
it.
there's Thanos, Drax. So these must be all. Is it going to be with something where I am jumping around like we were just talking
Um,
about?
there's a little bit of it, but not that much, if I remember correctly. It's a little bit more linear because it is a little bit older of a comic. Like it's not old, but just a little bit older.
All these different it lists the plot as like Thanos, Drax, Annihilation Nova, Annihilation
Yeah,
Silver Surfer.
there's definitely a few different ones now that you're talking about it.
Okay.
But it flowed really well. It flowed in a way that it didn't feel like I was hopping around as much, and then they do come together relatively quickly.
Okay. Yeah, there
Yeah.
like this is kind of how that's how it kind of was for the Ultimates. Like I'm in a part of space and time at one point, and we got Galactus, and also then we're back on 616, or and like
Hmm.
and but it flowed really nicely, and it was interesting and fun, and yeah, this looks good. What was it,
So
2020 or 2006?
yeah, so
Okay.
that's not that old.
No.
That was a couple years before I started reading or picking up comics. But yeah,
Yeah. There you go.
um,
So back to back. So there you go.
yeah.
It's not back to back.
My last one, since I clumped all the different Gambit stuff together, is I'd like to, and this one's an older comic, But I'd like to spend some time with reading through Chris Claremont's like X-Men stuff, that kind of those original runs to see how it is. I've read some of Dark Phoenix Saga, but I think I'd prefer to start kind of at the beginning and work my way towards there because it does feel like kind of jumping in. It feels like you're jumping.
I would 100% agree. When we first talked about this, we kind of had a what I thought was a little bit different assignment, but I did once we decided just to kind of share the ones we want, versus trying to convince the other person. This was one that actually I thought about as well, like how far you always hear about Claremont's runs, right,
Hmm.
of X-Men, and so almost like getting the essential ones of that.
Yeah.
Would be nice because what is, I mean, how long is his run? How long did he go for?
Um,
Uh,
I mean, 16-year stint from 1975 to 1991. So issues 94 through 279. And then he returned in the 2000s. Yeah, but like he's a co-creator of characters like Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Storm, Colossus, Rogue, Gambit, Kitty Pryde, and Psylocke.
yeah,
Also, like the Dark Phoenix saga, Days of Future Past, God Loves, Man Kills, things like that. So,
that's kind of where I feel like I would like to kind of read through those. That
mhm,
I wouldn't, I mean, Dark Phoenix, I should read
mhm.
it. Days of Future Past,
Yeah. Like
Um,
Mutant Massacre is another one. I'm like, man, I want to read that.
what was the God one? That was one I looked at earlier.
Uh, God
God
Loves, Man
Loves.
Kills.
That one, yeah, just sounds it. Yeah, 16 consecutive years before the
Hmm.
90 or that 2000 time period. So
Yeah.
lots you can dig into there, sounds like.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I'd have to be very picky and choosy about that.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's why, like, I kind of want to start at some of the beginning, read some of that, and then hit up some of the bigger storylines. But just kind of, that's the thing, though, with, as I'm saying, just kind of, and then changing what I'm saying. But that's the thing with something that Chris Claremont did is he started to create these bigger stories and these things where he started to set up, like, the Phoenix Power gets set up, and then it's paid off later with the Dark Phoenix. It's not a immediate, all right, Phoenix, Dark Phoenix, done. Which comics in some ways had been,
yeah.
at least a lot of the early ones.
All right. I'm gonna throw kind of a curveball here for my next
All
one.
right.
Because I kind of
From
want to, I feel,
DC. No.
yeah. I mean, I could do Superman and Spider-Man, right? The crossover,
Yep.
but that is one actually. Well, I've thought about trying to find what the Ultimate Spider-Man
Hmm.
has been really good, I think, as of recent, or maybe for a long time. But what I was gonna say was the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. I kind of
Oh,
was thinking something kind of fun,
yeah.
and just a little bit out of my normal.
It'd be light and squirrely and just
Yeah,
goofy.
yeah. So, at least the volume one, which I think 8 issues in that one,
Yeah.
2015, and then they did their 50 in volume two. I don't know, just something different that and I got to this one because I had also looked at the Ms. Marvel 2014
Hmm.
to 2015 run.
Yeah.
Because
Which is
that
good.
supposedly, yeah, I've heard that was really good. I don't know if
Very
you
good
read
as
that
well.
one. Yeah, did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
I figured. So, yeah, that one just seems again kind of it just seems a little bit lighter, a little more fun, a little more poppier, like fast paced sort of. It's kind of the way I felt about I started reading Ironheart,
Hmm.
and it definitely had a little bit different a younger vibe to it. In just the way it was written. But it was fun. It was a little bit more fun read. So, I am old, not that old, but I'm
Hmm.
old where it's like I sort of can understand what they're talking about and relate, but I'm a little bit past it now, but I still would like to just visit it, see what some of those are like.
Hmm.
So there's my
Yeah.
curveballs.
Nice. No, they're really good. So I'm not gonna be like, Greg, you're too old for them.
I may find out them too. Maybe I may not connect to them at all, right?
Hmm.
But I,
Yeah, but I think there's a difference between like connecting owies and in some ways as you get older as a reader, oftentimes you can move to the point of like, okay, I understand what this is trying to do and where this is going and how they're crafting the whole story. And so I don't need to be a teenage girl or boy to love this because I'm getting what they're doing with this story.
Right. A good story is a good story. So,
Yes. Yeah.
and I
All
have no
right.
idea like how Squirrel Girl. Like I have no clue. I know that she's considered quite powerful in some,
Yeah.
and so I just don't know enough or if anything at all about her. So I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
let's dive in. Why not?
Yeah. There, I am surprised, Greg, that you didn't want to read GLA Misassembled because it's your favorite character in there, Greg.
Oh, really? Uh,
GLA Misassembled. Do you know what GLA stands for?
does it have John Malkovich in it? GLA.
Great.
Lakes Avengers. Now that I might, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe,
But you get
maybe.
Leatherboy, my dude.
I know that's the tempting part, right?
Hmm.
Just to give a little backstory on that guy.
He's in Deadpool Volume 4. He's in the Gwenpool Holiday Special, Great Lakes Avengers, a few different ones of those, in Great Lakes Xmas Special. Like,
I would just like that. I'd just like Disney to do that as the next like Christmas special
oh,
presentation, just the Great Lake Avengers, and
yeah.
then have Seth Rogen, not Seth Rogen,
Well,
yeah, Seth Rogen write it.
mhm. I think the Gwenpool Holiday Special, Merry Mix-Up, that sounds like a great holiday special because it has Gwenpool, MODOK, Batroc the Leaper, Santa Claus.
Wow.
Yep,
Is-
all the important characters that
Uh-huh.
you know and love.
That
Like
is a
that would
recipe for
just be,
something.
yeah, it would just be like this is as dumb and goofy as it can be.
It'd probably keep me awake. So there's that.
That is true. I mean, it'd be a television thing if they were to do that, a special
Yeah,
presentation of that. You don't fall asleep during watching TV, do you,
I do
Greg?
not. No, I do not.
I,
I
on
wish
the
I
other hand,
could. I wish
also
I
do
could.
not.
I would do it during the commercials on my Disney Plus subscription, and then I'd wake up after, ideally.
Yes. All right. So let us know, kind of based off of the comics we talked about, are there some other ones that we should check out? Or like the specific characters we were interested in? We get Greg talking about Cyclops, myself with Gambit. What comics do you recommend around those characters? Drop that in the comment section over on YouTube. And yeah, Greg, give a few ways you can support the podcast at the beginning. We appreciate
So I did.
everybody who is supporting the podcast, checking it out week by week. But with that, see you next time.
Take care, everybody. Bye.